Hello! Today's lesson is on the simple present tense in affirmative statements with like, want, need, and have. I have a red sweater. I like this sweater, but it's old. I need a new red sweater. I like these sweaters. I think this sweater is pretty. I want this sweater. Let's look at these statements with the subjects I, you, we, and they. Notice we use the base form of like, want, need, and have. For example, we can say, I like red sweaters. You want red sweaters. We need red sweaters. Or, they have red sweaters. With the subjects he, she, and it, add s to the base form of the verb. Like becomes likes. Want becomes wants. And need becomes needs. But be careful. Have is irregular. Have becomes has. For example, we can say, he likes these sweaters. She wants these sweaters. He needs these sweaters. Or, she has these sweaters. Hello! This lesson is about the simple present tense in negative statements. I have a new tablet, but I don't have a new cell phone. That's okay. I don't need a new cell phone, and I don't want a new cell phone. My boyfriend Jason needs new clothes. He doesn't need a new cell phone, but he wants one anyway. Let's look at some negative statements. To make simple present tense statements negative, we put the word don't or doesn't before the base form of the verb. For example, I don't want a new cell phone. He doesn't have a new tablet. We don't like those phones. They don't need new clothes. Don't and doesn't are contractions. Don't is a contraction of do not. Doesn't is a contraction of does not. Look at these negative statements. For the subjects I, you, we, and they, we use don't and the base form of the verb. For example, I don't want a new phone. You don't want a new phone. We don't want a new phone. They don't want a new phone. For the subjects he and she, we use doesn't and the base form of the verb. For example, he doesn't want new clothes. She doesn't want new clothes. Hello! Today's lesson is on the simple present tense and spelling rules with he, she, and it. Let's review the simple present tense. Let's look at some verbs we use for daily activities. For example, I get up. I brush my teeth. I take a shower. I eat breakfast. I watch the news. For the subjects I, you, we, and they, we use the base form of the verb. For example, I eat breakfast. You eat breakfast. We eat breakfast. They eat breakfast. For the subjects he, she, and it, we add s to most verbs. For example, he eats breakfast. She wants breakfast. Here are some more examples. Get becomes gets. Comb becomes combs. Make becomes makes. But for verbs ending in the letters s, sh, ch, or x, we add es. For example, guess becomes guesses. Brush becomes brushes. Watch becomes watches. And relax becomes relaxes. Be careful. Some verbs are irregular. they have special spelling rules. For example, do becomes does. Go becomes goes. Have becomes has. For verbs that end in a consonant and y, change the y to I and add es. For example, study becomes studies. Hi! Today's lesson is about yes/no questions and short answers with be. Hello? Oh, hi, Mom. I'm fine. Is everything okay? That's great. Is Dad home now? That's too bad. Are Sharon, Steve, and the baby there? That's nice. Am I busy now? Yes, I am. I'm teaching now. Okay, I'll call you later. Bye. Look at these questions. Am I busy now? Is everything okay? Is Dad home now? Are Sharon, Steve, and the baby there? These are yes/no questions with be. These questions start with a form of the be verb. The next word is the subject. For example, am I busy? Is everything okay? Are they there? In short affirmative answers, the first word is yes. The next word is the subject. The last word is a form of be. For example, yes, I am. Yes, he is. Yes, they are. Be careful. Don't use contractions in affirmative answers. We say, yes, I am. Yes, she is. Yes, they are. Not. Now, let's talk about negative short answers. We usually use contractions with negative short answers. Notice that negative short answers with I have only one contracted form. No, I'm not. Negative short answers with he, she, it, you, we, and they have two contracted forms. For example, no, he's not, or no, he isn't. No, you're not, or no, you aren't. No, they're not, or no, they aren't. Hello! Today's lesson is about information questions in the simple present tense. My parents live in San Francisco, in the United States. They're retired. They don't work, but they're always busy. They travel a lot. I see my parents on big holidays. Where do your parents live? What do they do? When do you see them? Look at these questions. Where do your parents live? What do they do? When do you see them? We call these information questions. Most information questions start with WH words. Where? Where do they live? What? What do they do? When? When do you see them? Information questions can also start with how. For example, how often? How often do you see your parents? How many? How many brothers and sisters do you have? Notice the way we form most information questions. The information question word comes first. Do or does comes second. The subject comes third. And the verb comes last. The verb is in the base form. Questions with who as subject are different. Who as subject questions usually follow this pattern. We start the question with who. The verb is next. It's always third person singular. We don't use do or does. The rest of the question comes last.